Hello and welcome. I come to you with another farm, and one that's interesting. It's an oldie but a goodie, and it is a pretty steady way of making gold. But before we go into it, please remember to like, comment and subscribe. It helps the channel grow. Now let's begin. This next farm is again an oldie but a goodie. It happens in Pandaria in the Oculus dungeon, and you will need something fast to get through it. But I think any class can probably work really well. And here's the thing. The route is complicated. So the route, you have to go through this semicircle. Okay, you hear me? So you have to go through this semicircle, attract all the mobs there and kill them. And listen, it's very important. All the way here. I know it's a very complex rule, so that's why I'm doing it right now to show you that how complex and how hard it is to do it. Like, it is a pretty hard one. Now, jokes aside, we're not here for the currency looted. As you can see, in 1 hour of doing this, I should probably have done that. In 1 hour of doing this, I've got 140 gold. Now, my bags aren't really full. Out of all the trash I've sold until now, I have like 90 gold, and it's not that much. It's really not worth it when it comes to an hour-long farm. Out of all the farms out there, this one is pretty bad. Well, if it comes with how much currency you can loot and make by vendoring it. But there is another reason we are here, and once all these mobs are gone, I will show you. Now, of course, this video is not made for people that already know this farm, but more for newer players that want to test an interesting farm, one that worked way back when, and it still works. I first learned about this farm years ago, and it was from a Serbian friend of mine who used to play on a private server back in the day. So it is a pretty interesting farm, and he used to do it for like 8 hours to quit smoking, but that's a different story. That's an interesting story for another time. We are here for a few things. 4 items, in fact. We are here for the Borean Leather, the Frostweave Cloth, which is not going to return that much value, but it's good that we have it, the Icy Dragon Scale, and the Arctic Fur. Now you have to understand, these things sell for a lot of money. And it is a pretty easy farm to do. There's no big problem. Again, as you can see, it's a pretty short one. It's easy. You get it finished quick. And you also get some blues and some greens that you can vendor off or put them on the auction house. It all depends on you. To be fair, I will try to put them on the auction house just for the sake of it, but I'm telling you, these things will end up being vendored pretty soon. And just to make it easy, I will pin a comment once the fate of these blues and greens is decided. Of course, I understand that transmog items don't sell fast, they take a while and so on, but let's be honest. Why not? Let's see if there is some value to be made out of these. Though half of me kind of wants to vendor them right now. We'll do it with the rest of them. Okay, I had to pause there so we can get out. And let's see how much we made in trash. Now, I know there's an option that says sell trash here, but I'm going to be honest. I like doing it manually. It just works for me. It just feels nice to just click it and see it disappear by yourself. It's like tending to a garden, you see the fruits of your work. It's that well for me. It's that nice. You know, I like that. It's a nice feeling. So I'm gonna get rid of all of them. And overall, we made 40 gold. 40 with 90, that's 130. With what we gathered, we pretty much have 270 gold. Which by all estimates is very, very low, incredibly low, in fact, especially after 1 hour and 3 minutes of farm. But that is not why we are here. Let's go to the auction house and see how much we really made out of this. And we're here at the best auction house in Stormwind. Of course, there's this other one, the Dwarven District, and it kind of sucks when this one is under that whole party thing and you can't use it. You have to go to the Dwarven District. It just doesn't feel as right as using this one. So let's start off with the Frostweave Cloth. We can make 28 gold out of it, which is very low. It's incredibly low, but this is not the reason why we are here. Let us then go to the icy scale. 340. That's interesting. That's an interesting mark. 4,000 gold only out of the Borean leather. So we can pretty much say that we're in a very good spot right there. And the Arctic fur that sells for another 1,000. Overall, I think we can say that we pretty much made with these, what? Close to 6,000 gold. And again, I understand it's not much, especially compared with the freehold farm, if it's still viable at this hour. But still, it is a pretty interesting farm. It deserves to be, I guess, treated and experienced. Some items I still have on here. I already have like 38 of these, and these go down in prices a lot, but that is the auction house for you. And for the sake of it, for the sake of seeing if it's worth to keep these items, how much would all these greens give me? 90? That sounds okay. Let's go with 30 because there's none of those. 4,000, doubtful. 200, that seems more like it. These pants seem pretty interesting for that amount. Again, this is, I'm not putting these because I hope they will pay out, because I know the leather and the icy scales and the Arctic fur, especially the Arctic fur, I know those will pay out, and I'm putting these more for the love of it, to consume money, have a tax write-off if you wish. You see, already a buyer has been found for your auction of Arctic fur. But again, these are more, again, for the tax write-off, if there is such a thing in the world of Warcraft. Because I know these will take a bunch of time to sell, if they ever sell, that's for sure. And so I don't think it's really worth it. I think it's a better idea to just vendor them overall. There are some that are pretty nice. You know, let's put a 0 at this one because I kind of like the appearance of this gun. But it's not going to sell, I know that. So again, you could probably vendor these. I know if you do your research, there are some items that are worth getting to not vendor them, to sell them on the auction house for transmogs. And I think you can probably find a list of those and keep an eye out while you're farming. I myself am not really a fan of that. This is more of a way of checking prices for these things. Whichever one has prices, that is for sure. And just posting them out. But again, the Arctic fur and the Borean leather are going to get you some nice prices. The dragon scale as well, but you're gonna have to, of course, compete with the market, and the market demands a lot. As you can see, I already have ones that were sold with 2 gold and 50, and now these are 1 gold and 47. It is the risk of selling on the auction house. It's never a guarantee that you're gonna make as much money as they first tell you, because of course the prices might go very down and there might not be enough buyers, so you're gonna have to come back and put them back on. But it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, this is a farm that is relatively safe. It's relatively safe to do. It's relatively fast as well, and will grant you some gold. It's not enough to make you rich, but it is quite enough to get you a mount or two or something that's more on the cheap side. Again, this is not made for goblins. This is made for people that aren't experts in gold farming and want to know one way of making 1,000 G or 1,000 gold. So everything's nice. Again, I have to reiterate, if you've reached this far, please like, comment, and subscribe, because it helps the channel grow, and I'll see you in the next one.